Nobody is going to pay for the writer Lee Israel right now.
I'm months behind in my rent, and my cat is sick.
It's 4 in the afternoon and you're drunk.
I'm hardly drunk.
Craigie, top her up.
My suggestion to you is you go out there and you find another way to make a living.
Yes, that's Melissa McCarthy. In her new film called Can You Ever Forgive Me, based on a true story, you're going to learn all about best-selling American author Lee Israel, who gets caught up in a major scandal. This is a film that premiered at TIFF. It's already part of the buzz surrounding Oscar season upcoming. And Eli is here. Now, we have to prepare everybody, because if you think of Melissa McCarthy's Life of the Party, The Boss, Identity Thief, this is a very different Melissa McCarthy.
And that's the thing, I didn't see this at TIFF, and then I started hearing Melissa and Oscar buzz. I'm thinking, like, really? And I saw the trailer, like, okay, because sometimes when comedic actors try to get serious,
yes,
it doesn't work. They're trying too hard. You see the effort, and that's not what you want. But something about this part, it just fits Melissa like a glove, and it is a wonderful story. It's a charming tale, which is why I wanted to bring it to you today. So this is set, and it's a true story, by the way, 1990s, Manhattan's literary world. So the book biz, but the other less glamorous side of the book biz. So we're talking dingy used bookstores. We're talking characters who are dressed head to toe in sweaters and corduroy and elbow patches. And that's where we find Lee Israel, as played by, that is Melissa McCarthy there, as this woman who was a best-selling author, wrote some great biographies, but people aren't interested in buying the stories that she wants to write anymore. Part of what makes this so delicious, and we saw it already, is the casting. Not only do we have Melissa, but another great talent, Richard E. Grant, as this literary gadfly named Jack Hawk. And here's a place where we meet them a lot, a dive bar in the middle of the afternoon. Take a look.
You're friends with, Julia
Steinberg?
Yeah.
She's not an agent anymore. She died.
She did? Jesus, that's young.
Maybe she didn't die. Maybe she just moved back to the suburbs. I was confused, those two. No, that's right. She got married and had twins.
Better to have died.
So there you go. I mean, you get that caustic wit. They're wallowing in each other's misery. Now, for Lee Israel, the author, not so good. I mean, her cat is sick, she's behind on her rent, and then quite by accident, she discovers that she can make a living selling notes from famous authors, notes that she might, well, help author herself. Let's take a look.
By accident, I find myself in a rather criminal position.
What criminal activity could possibly involve it, except a crime of fashion, of course?
I'm embellishing literary letters by prominent writers.
I love his writing.
Particularly clever, don't you think?
Caustic wit.
This is quite something. These are wonderful.
I thought so, too.
And that's part of what makes it so heartbreaking. There's this sense of pride. There's this sense of ownership, because she has the talent to channel Noel Coward and Dorothy Parker and write these notes that people look at them and go, oh, that's delightful. That's so charming. But of course, she's fabricating them, or she's using her research and insight to make them believable. And suddenly she has a booming business, but of course she can't quite accept the works that she's made, but she's certainly profiting from it.
So, I mean, you talked about how she's doing this without seeming to show the effort of becoming a dramatic actress. But why is it a good fit for a role for her, do you think?
I think it takes things that she does so well, in terms of that caustic comedy, that fire she has, that wit that sometimes slides over into anger. But what we get here is an extra layer of depth. You get a sense of where those laughs come from and then where the tears begin. What is so heartbreaking about Lee Israel is that this is a woman who feels like she's from another time. She wants to be back at the writer's circuit with Dorothy Parker. She wants to live in a world where words still matter. She refuses to compromise. She refuses to do the talk show circuit. She'll be at a literary party. She's the one shoving shrimp in her purse. So she's a bit of a scoundrel. But really, you realize she has a talent, but she's afraid to open herself up. So she protects herself with this shell. And Melissa McCarthy is able to create this character that has this sweet sadness that is so authentic and so real. And then you pair her up with Richard E. Grant as this literary bon vivant, this guy who doesn't quite have a home, but the two of them actually start doing this scheme together, and it's just a delightful portrait of these two misfits who helped each other until it all went wrong. This is based on a true story that eventually Lee Israel wrote herself, and I think Melissa has more serious parts in her future. This is a big turning part for her, and it's a big film.
And a big, wait, whoa. Whoa, I was just about, and I was going to say the 4.5 of 5. No wonder the Oscar buzz.
It's such a charming, beautiful portrait of these two kind of broken people who help each other and are kind of trying to get ahead until it all falls apart. And as I said, I didn't know Melissa had it in her.
4.5 out of 5. Come back with that kind of movie anytime. Thanks, Eli. See you next week.
You're welcome.